Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And now we have to deal with these weird things. We beat all 8 Robot Masters, and then this appeared. We don't know what this is. Okay, I know what this is because I played this game a million times, but... so we can go back to 4 of the Robot Master stages. We're going to take them in basically the reverse order of how I did those stages to begin with. So we're actually going to start with Sparkman because we were just at Sparkman last time. And then we'll go to Needleman and Gemini Man and then Shadow Man. You'll notice that things are a little bit different here in Sparkman stage. So you kind of got redesigned here. Still have some of the same basic Sparkman concepts, but we got these conveyors going on. We had a spider on the ladder. That can be a nasty little trap. These conveyors actually look scarier than what they are. They move very slowly. You actually have quite a bit of leeway while standing on them, so you know, you want to keep moving, but you don't worry too much about not making jumps. They're the most forgiving conveyors ever. Now we already have a boss battle. And this is the Doc Robots. You can see the spirit of Metal Man going into this thing, and you can see Wily's fascination with Gutsman coming through again. So we have... Okay, let's use the weakness. Each of these Doc Robot Masters, they have 2 weaknesses. I thought Shadow Blade was the other one. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But Magnet Missile is definitely the weakness of Doc Metal Man here. Now, the thing about these stages is we're going to face 2 of them in each stage, which is why we only have 4 of these stages and not 8. But the other thing about it is you don't actually get a checkpoint until after you beat the first Doc Robot Master. So we didn't hit the checkpoint until after we beat Metal Man. If we had died at any point up until then, you'd actually go back to the beginning of the stage. And there we abuse some of the screen scrolling. We've got some hot magnet-on-magnet action going on here because we no longer need the magnets. And we say, hey, just let him scroll himself off the screen, and you... I can't magnet you, but I can punch you in the face. Another one we're just gonna ignore. This section can be kind of tricky with the jumps. Again, just keep moving. There's no enemies here. You can shoot them down, but see how they reappear so quickly that you're better off just holding to the right and just running through that. And there's a demonstration of the triangle button, rapid fire. That's a little crazy. I generally don't use rapid fire in these games. Partly because I kind of forget about it, and partly because I've played through these games so many times without rapid fire, that's not something I'm used to having. Dot quick. So the strategy here, try not to come in contact with Dot quick himself. You want to get hit by the boomerangs because the boomerangs do so much less damage. I also remember thinking for the longest time and remembering that one of his weaknesses was Hard Knuckle, and it's so difficult to hit him with Hard Knuckle. And then I found out it's not Hard Knuckle, because I have a hard time remembering these weaknesses, because, well, like I said, each Doc Robot Master has 2 weaknesses. But now I'm kind of at a point where I remember one of the weaknesses, and that's the one I just kind of prefer all the time. So, Needleman stage, we start out with those evil porcupine things again. So we'll take them out with some laser eye surgery. And we have some fairly tricky needle things, and there's how you get through that without taking damage, apparently. And we do have some more forced utility usage, so you do have to be mindful about running out of that. Snakes? Snakes on a missile doesn't work. Okay. I mentioned last time that Spark Shock is the worst weapon in the game, and I didn't delve into too many details of why that is. So the reason it's so bad is, okay, so you use it on an enemy, what it does is it freezes him in place. Sounds good, right? Problem is, you can still take damage from contacting the enemy, so it doesn't quite freeze you from taking damage. The other reason it's really bad, it's actually the weakness here, which is why I'm using it. It's Doc Air. It's going to be quite challenging. One of the more challenging Robot Masters. So you got the air patterns, just try to avoid them the best you can, and then don't forget you have a slide. I'm not sure why I took damage there, but okay, Doc Air is done. Okay, I guess he wasn't that challenging. And now we're actually getting into a forced rush jet section, which this is where we're going to utilize that trick of jumping on rush jet to conserve weapon energy with it. Notice my weapon energy only goes down when I'm standing on rush jet and not when I'm jumping in the air. Now, of course, if you try this continually, you're going to run into some issues with those mosquitoes and those parachute guys. I'm just going to do this. You want to stay more towards the upper half, but not get too far up top. Otherwise, you're going to get hit by those mosquitoes like as soon as they appear. Now, tons of sprite flicker. Can't even see how much energy we have left. So, Spark Shock. It freezes the enemy in place. You still take contact damage. It does not damage the enemy. And the biggest issue is, unlike the Ice Slasher from Mega Man 1, you can't actually, freeze an enemy in place and then switch to a different weapon and then use that to kill the enemy. No. You are stuck on Spark Shock until the freeze shock thing wears off. So it really does not have uses outside of boss battles. And so they ended up making it so it's actually useful against a good number of boss fights we got coming up. Obviously, the Doc robots that are going to be weak to it, you have a straightforward shot that's pretty easy to hit with, unlike something like Top Spin, which we're not going to be using against the Doc robot masters. Magnets I also don't use against. I don't even know what else is weak to magnets. See, that's the problem with giving these things two weaknesses. I know a couple of them, both the weaknesses for a couple of them, but not all of them. What do I need to fill up here? Magnets, sure. We'll punch some cannons in the face. We'll demonstrate Needle, another weapon I don't use a whole ton of, but I mean, you can use it here. It'll be the same effect as the Buster. We're just, like, living on the edge here. Uh-oh. I'm not going to reach him in time, am I? No, I did. I took a hit, but I got there. Can I respawn that guy and refill? Nope, okay. Now, the cool thing about this stage is if you go back and replay through Needleman's first run, you'll see the encasements, and you'll see, like, the big helmet of those big mini-bosses. So it's like they're encased, and now going through here the second time they're free. I always thought that was a really cool little continuity thing here. You're not weak to that. I know you're weak to being punched in the face, but I want to try and find your other weakness. We're not finding your other weakness. Is it Needles? Needles kind of work. Kinda, sorta. I knew I wasn't going to beat him on that life, so when you're facing a madman throwing bombs all around, the solution is clearly, just punch him in the face. And you want to take that as literally as possible, so you want to get right up close and personal before launching your hard knuckle, otherwise you're going to have a really hard time actually hitting him with it, like that. Like that. Come on. Fortunately, it only takes a few hits. Don't be afraid of taking a couple yourself to take down Doc Crash. And with that, I will see you guys next time.